What if one historian believed the best time to be alive in all of human history wasn't today, with our medicine, technology, and human rights, but nearly 2,000 years ago? Edward Gibbon made exactly that claim. But was he right, or was he blinded by admiration for an empire built on conquest and slavery? Gibbon, writing in the 18th century, declared that the period from 96 to 180 CE represented humanity's happiest era. 5 emperors ruled during this time: Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. Historians call them the good emperors. Right? Their reign marked the height of the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. Gibbon believed no civilization before or since had achieved such prosperity, stability, and enlightened governance. That's an extraordinary claim. Let's examine what Rome actually accomplished. First, Rome's durability achievement. When the Visigoths sacked Rome in 410 CE, the ancient world was stunned. Not because cities don't fall, they do constantly, but because Rome hadn't been plundered in 800 years. The last time, 390 BCE, when Gallic tribes breached the walls. 800 years of security for a major capital city. To put this in perspective, 800 years before today takes us back to 1225. No modern capital has matched this record. Second, Rome's Mediterranean achievement. The Romans called the Mediterranean Mare Nostrum, RC. This wasn't arrogance, it was fact. At its peak, Rome controlled 100% of the Mediterranean coastline. Every port, every beach, every trade route. No other empire in history has achieved this. The Ottoman Empire at its height controlled roughly 40%, the Byzantine Empire about 35–40%, the Umayyad Caliphate similar numbers. Rome's complete maritime dominance remains unique in world history. These achievements are real and remarkable. 8 centuries without invasion, total control of the ancient world's most important sea. But modern historians ask, at what cost and for whom? The picture Gibbon painted was incomplete. Contemporary scholars, meaning today's researchers, not ancient writers, have identified 4 major problems with the Golden Age narrative. The slavery question. Rome's economy depended on enslaved people. Estimates suggest enslaved individuals comprised 10 to 15% of the empire's population, possibly higher in Italy itself. The prosperity Gibbon admired built on forced labor, the grand building projects, the agricultural surplus, the leisure that allowed philosophy and art to flourish, all rested on a foundation of human bondage. When we ask Golden Age for whom, enslaved people provide a clear answer, not for them. The justice question. Roman law was sophisticated and it protected property, specifically the property of the wealthy. Courts favored the elite. Punishments varied by social class. A nobleman and a commoner convicted of the same crime faced different sentences. Equal justice under law was not a Roman value in any modern sense. The legal system Gibbon praised maintained social hierarchy. It protected those who already had power from those who didn't. The efficiency question. Rome's empire stretched from Britain to Mesopotamia. A message from Rome to the eastern frontier took weeks. How do you govern territory that vast with ancient communication speeds? Gibbon admired Roman administrative efficiency, but modern scholars question whether true centralized control was even possible. Local governors operated with enormous autonomy, sometimes wisely, sometimes corruptly. The efficient empire may have been more myth than reality. The tolerance paradox. Rome was remarkably tolerant for its time. Conquered peoples could keep their gods, their customs, their languages, but this tolerance had limits. You could worship your gods as long as you also honored Roman gods. You could keep your customs as long as you paid Roman taxes and followed Roman law. Tolerance meant conformity to Roman definitions of civilization. Those who refused faced suppression Acceptance came with conditions. So, where does this leave us? Gibbon wasn't entirely wrong. Rome's achievements in stability and territorial control remain unmatched. 800 years, 100%. These numbers still astonish. But greatest civilization depends entirely on what you're measuring. When evaluating any historical golden age, Rome, Tang Dynasty China, the Islamic Golden Age, Victorian Britain, ask three questions. Golden, for whom? What made it possible? What are we not seeing? Rome achieved genuine greatness and genuine injustice simultaneously. And these aren't contradictions. They're history. The empire that gave us roads, law, and unprecedented stability also gave us slavery, class oppression, and conditional tolerance. Both truths matter. Both truths instruct.